And trust me, by the time you get to your third beer, I'll be the funniest person here tonight, trust me. Just keep drinking. But like Gideon said, I am from Memphis. And honestly, moving here, y'all nice. Y'all are very vulnerable and very nice, I'm not gonna lie. Because I would ride through the neighborhood where we moved in, and I noticed people left their garage door open. They leave bikes in the yard. And where I'm from, if you leave your garage door open in Memphis, they're gonna come and move your stuff out. You can trust me, you don't think you got the yard sale while they're moving your stuff. They ain't waiting on price tags either. Everything got to be gone. And I'm like, wow. Then people leave their car running at the gas station. I actually saw that. They left their car running. I'm sitting there looking. They get out, keys and ignition. I said, wow. This place is amazing. And you know what? That wasn't even the messed up part about it. The messed up part about it is he came out the store, got in the car, drove off left. I said, okay. I feel safe now. But I ain't gonna lie. I said, I want to live here because I started trying to buy a house. How many people bought a house before? Sound depressed, don't it? Yeah, I get it. I've been closed on my house for 3 months now. Absolutely. You know, Monday you get that email and say, hey, everything looking good. I said, all right, not bad at all. Wednesday come. I think we're going to close on Friday. All right. Now we winning. 2 weeks later, man, guess what? Here we go. You think you're about 4,000? I'm like, 4,000? You just told me everything was good. He said, I know, but we ran some numbers. And it came back that we need about 4,000 more. But you know what, my thing is this, how come every time they run numbers, they need more money? It ain't never they're gonna say, hey, Jason, good news. We made a mistake. We owe you $3,000. No, that's not happening at all. Never. So, but I am blessed, I can't lie. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, when you talk about gas price, I'm like, I'm happy I ain't gotta deal with that. Because my job I got a company car. And they pay for the gas. Yes, they do. And you know, when a person asked me one time, they said, man, Jeff, you see these gas prices went up? I said, yeah, dang. That's terrible. I don't know what else I need to say. Like, I'm like, they're just like saying that I got a child at daycare and how the daycare fees is. No, I don't know what to say. And they like, man, how we gonna survive? I'm like, I don't know, we gotta figure this out. But the thing about it is like, the day my company say we gotta turn in that car, guess what I'm gonna be doing? Ma'am, are you gonna use all them Kroger fuel points? Can we work together on this? We need to come together. But like, I can't do it. It's like, and you know, you think when you got a company car, you got a company phone, like, you know, you feel good about yourself. You know, your chest poked out and everything. Until you get home and reality set in. So I went home. I said, baby, look, they gave me a company car. She said, oh, really? She said, matter of fact, that trash man waiting on you too. I said, so you telling me this Pacific trash man waiting on me to come home to take it out? She's like, yep. I said, so I guess I'm who got arms around here then, I guess. And then she's gonna go and just saying, why you leave the light on upstairs? Because I was going back up there. Why you leave your socks on the floor? That's where I took them off it. And in that moment, I just felt like I had a whole to-do list. And when I was about to sit down, she's like, what you doing? You done? I said, yeah, I thought I was, but I guess I'm back on the clock. Yeah, you know, like, life will humble you very quickly. You know, you gotta count your blessings. And my kids, amazing. Love them to death. But they stupid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. We all got kids. If we do get kids, we know somebody else's kid is stupid. Wish I could say the other part, but I can't. It's a clean company show. But you beat me outside, I'll tell you how I really feel about kids. My son, when we moved here, personality changed completely. He got this new lingo. He said, "What's up, bro?" Or "What's up, twin?" Sir, I don't think I'm your brother or your twin, okay? We don't look alike at all. And he is the one that thinks he knows everything in the world. He even took the driving test, written part, 6 times. He finally passed. And his theory was this right here. He said, "You know what? They trying to trick us." "What you mean they're trying to trick you, son? Let's talk about it. How they trying to trick you?" He said, "Because you know what? They don't want me to have my L. Maybe you don't know the answers. Maybe that's what it is. How about, you ever thought about that one?" He said, "No, twin. You know what? They trying to keep a brother down." No. Public school's trying to keep you down. They don't even know you. He said, "All right." He said, "I'm gonna figure this out." I said, "Look, just study. How about we try something different?" He said, "No, because the answer's on ChatGPT." I said, "You know what? You finna fail again." You know that, right? He said, "Nah, bro, I got this." So he actually passed. And he come out smiling. He said, "I told y'all gonna pass." I said, "You know what? If I done took the test 6 times too, you probably know every question that's on the test anyway." And this one is called process of elimination. And then he said, "Nah, he said, I'm ready to go and get behind the wheel." I said, "I need a little bit more evidence before you drive me anywhere." Because I don't understand that you know how to drive at this point. And my thing is this, like, I took a road trip with a friend. And at that moment, I knew life is precious. Because you ever rode with somebody and the whole road trip turned to a karaoke sing-along? Yeah. So, I mean, R&B come on, they singing. Rap come on, they're a rapper. And then at this moment, all I know, they just hit high notes and potholes. That's all we doing at this moment. And then she gonna look at me and say, "What's wrong with you?" "Just trying to survive. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do." Because at this point, it's a whole karaoke car we doing right now. And I'm like, I just thought about like, hey, I wish my son could drove me. But he bought a car, paid $300 to get a detail. Yeah. At this moment, I looked at the car and said, "Son, why you pay $300 for them to clean your car?" He said, "Because I want it to be clean." I said, "Okay, but you paid $300 today on Monday and Tuesday your car in the repair shop. You didn't think this out clearly at all." And he gonna tell me, he said, "You know what, they just trying to hold a brother down." I said, "Why you talk to your brother? He's stupid." So we took the car to go get the car repaired, right? And the guy was like, "Man," he said, "that is a clean car." I said, "Yeah, it really is." And I'm like, "How much you gonna cost?" He said, "Man, boy, you gonna be out some money right now. This is about $1,200. I said, "Well, son, guess what? You got the cleanest broke down car in Tennessee." "Yes, you do." I said, "Sir, just smell the seats though. Look at the seats. The seats are nice." So the thing about it, like I love my kids, but we gotta pray for them because like my son went out to a party. I had to be serious, okay? I had to be like that dad, like, okay, listen, let me explain something to you, son. I know you're going to a party, they're gonna be drinking, okay? So if anything happened, be responsible and call me. And he was like, "You know what, Dad, I'm gonna call you if I drink." I said, "Okay, cool." So a few months went by, he actually went to a party. And he said, "Dad," he called me, I think about 2 o'clock in the morning, he called me and said, "Hey, Dad, I've been drinking." I said, "Wow." I said, "Okay, son, where you at? Send me the address. I'm finna come get you." So he sent me the address, and he called me back and he said, "You get it?" I said, "Yeah, I'm looking at it now." I said, "Son, like, is this the right address you sent me?" So I looked at the address. He said, "Yeah, Dad, that's it. That's where I'm at right now." I said, "Son, listen, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm at that same party." I'm Jason Boyd. Y'all have a good night.